Hey, what's up, guys? Live Sober here. It's Monday morning up here in my little secret hideout spot watching sunrise, and figured I'd check in, see how everyone's doing, nobody's doing, or whatever. Got my workout in, little chest day today, triceps, so about coming up on close to halfway through this program. So can talk a little bit about that. I think for me, at least, having a program is, for working out is important. It's pretty easy to go into the gym, and if you don't have a plan, just kind of fool around for a little bit. You think on the way there, I'm going to do 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then you get there and 20 was fine, 15 was fine, and did I really want to hit that extra set or whatever it may be? So, having a plan for me is really helpful. And then, the other thing is to not go too crazy. I think a lot of times, you start a plan and it's like, I'm going to go every single day, and, I'm going to do twice a week on chest, or, hours, and, things like that. So, it doesn't need to be that crazy. But having a plan, what you're going to do, having a backup plan. So, if you miss something, how are you sure that you're going to get that made up, so that you don't fall behind. We got the sunrise here, and I believe that's a star up there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Or a planet, because that's been there for a bit now. Or maybe that's a plane. I don't know. Maybe there's a little contrail behind that thing. That's a plane. It's pretty cool. But there's been a star over there, or a plane, or a planet over there for the last month or so. I think that's a plane, though, because it wasn't there before, a couple minutes ago. But sunrise is coming up. So yeah, having a plan is key. To me, it doesn't really matter what the plan is. Most plans are going to work in some way or another. That's why, you get so many people who are like so into whatever their plan is, because, if you get results from your plan, you think that that's, maybe the only thing that works. And, to me, what I've found over the years is that it doesn't really matter what the plan is. I think there's some that are maybe some better for you, or if you have specific goals. But, most plans that are out there, whether it's a P90X scenario, whether it's, group exercise scenario, whether it's, even, YouTube videos, you really have to that's to me a little bit more trickier, because that's not really a plan, right? Having a plan means, I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit this. I'm going to go in with this in mind today, whether it's getting your cardio, whether it's lifting, whether it's, am I working on strength? Am I working on endurance? As opposed to, well, I'm just going to watch this kind of random video. And how are you working in your stability and things like that? So, I'm on a plan right now, so I'm kind of mixing up a couple different things. So, the plan that I'm working right now is called Shortcut to Size. It's a 12-week plan with it's a 4-month plan, for 4 weeks. So there's there's 4 phases. So it's a 4-week phased lifting regimen, and it's 4 days a week. So, it's relatively, 4 days a week, getting into the gym. If you're not making that a priority, then that's, what are you doing, in those extra 4, let's call it, by the time you drive to the gym and everything, let's call it 6 hours. Okay. Are we watching 6 hours on Netflix? Are we watching 6 hours of YouTube videos? Are we watching, you know, on the Facebook? Are we, you know, and if you're really working so much and doing other things that are more important than your body, I can't imagine honestly what those are. You know, there's write me a comment, because I want to know what's more important. You can tell me, you know, your relationship, but if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you possibly take care of somebody else? You know, that's the number one rule in any emergency situation, is take care. You got to make sure you put your mask on first. And if you're sacrificing your health for somebody else, in the long run, you're just causing another victim. Yeah, it's going to be taken care of. So, you know, making sure that you're prioritizing your health is key. And if you're a parent, what better role modeling is there than for you to prioritize taking care of your health? If you're, you know, an uncle or an aunt, you know, if you're a grandparent, showing that to your kids and to your grandchildren or whatever, you know, even if you're just by yourself, you know, nobody, go to the gym, you'll have people, you know, go to the gym every single time, every you know, at the same time, and you will meet people who are awesome, who are doing things. So, you know, to me, there's really no excuse that you can't find 6 hours. And, you know, I'm willing to hear them. Prove me wrong. You know, now you physically can't do it because of whatever, you know, that's something. But I mean, that's what I specialize at here at this, you know, at the Y, is like, you know, that's why we have the elevator. That's why we have adaptive equipment. That's why we have, you know, everything to help anybody at any ability level. So, you know, but I get it. You know, we get into these phases and it's hard to start, and sometimes you don't know where to start. So I want to give you a couple places if you don't have a routine where you can start. You know, this one I'm doing right now is called Shortcut to Size. Honestly, I think it's a good, I don't know if it's beginner. Maybe it is. I think so. You know, I mean, everything's beginner if you just lower the weight, right? So, you know, if you've never done any weight training ever in your life, that's something to rectify. You know, if you lifting weights is built, that's, you know, builds strength, and that's what allows you to move throughout the world and open pickle jars and carry the groceries in and do things long term. And even if you can do it now, you know, your strength's going to go down over time. So you want to get it up while you can, so that as we get older, that strength stays up. I mean, that's how, when people, you know, you have to move out of your house, is because you know, you can't take care of yourself. And, you know, the stronger you are, you know, the younger you are, you start taking care of that stuff. And younger could be 20s, 30s, but really, I mean, you know, 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, you can make major gains now, and that will help you in your 70s and 80s and 90s, hopefully, you know, and make them so that those years aren't, you know, as difficult as they might otherwise be. So the program I'm on, Shortcut to Size, is 4 days a week. You're lifting, first week you're lifting light, you know, lifting 12 to 15 reps. So you're trying to go to what you call failure. So let's say it's a bench press motion, or I'll do a little shoulder overhead motion. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, oh, here comes the sun. You know, when you get up to 12, should we get hard? 13, 14, and 15. All right, that's how you know you found the right weight. So let's say that's 20 pounds. Now let's say you're doing 15 pounds, you know, 18, you know, 15, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, it's too easy. Then you go up in weight. You know, if maybe you started at 25, you get to 7, 8, 9. Okay, then get up to 50, up to the number. So, you know, you just dial it in that way, and you just find the number that works for you. And, it doesn't matter if it's 2 pounds or 20 pounds, start where you're at. So, the first week you do chest and some triceps, on day 1, and then day 2, you're doing your back and biceps, and then you mix it up. Day 3 is shoulders and your upper back. And then Thursday, or the 4th day, is legs, right? So you've got a whole week to get 4 workouts in. So, don't miss Monday, never miss Monday, then one's done. Now you got 6 days to get 3 in. I mean, it's easy. So you can go every other day, whatever. Might as well do Tuesday. Just get it done. Now you've got 5 days to get in 2 workouts. It's easy. So, Wednesday I normally do a cardio day or my HIIT class day. Thursday I get back in, do my shoulders. Friday, do some yoga. And then on the weekend, I get in 1 lift. I get my legs in. And I get a rest day. So that's what I'm doing right now. So week 1's 12 to 15 reps. Let's say, you were doing those shoulders. Let's say you were doing 10 pounds. 10 pounds is what worked for you. You come back the next week. Well, now, instead of going 12 to 15 reps, we're doing 9 to 11 reps. Okay, so maybe you were doing what I say. You're doing 15 before. Maybe you're going to try 20 this time. You get up there. You get up to 9, 10, 11. Perfect, man. You dial it in. Next week, come back. Now we're doing 6 to 8 reps. Things are getting heavier. Got to go up in some weight. So maybe you try 25 this time. All right. You see what I'm doing here. Maybe you can do 30. Maybe you can do 22. Okay. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep moving. And then week 4, you're lifting 1 to 3. So these are heavy, and it's good to lift heavy. And this is something that I was kind of neglecting, and because I was kind of thinking this heavy lifting, it kind of puts a lot of pressure on my joints, and sometimes, but we were talking in the last one of these before, in Outlive, they were saying how important it is to to lift heavy, because it strengthens our bones, right? If our bones are used to, every once in a while they have to lift something heavy, they actually react, and they will get stronger because of that. You hear about people with brittle bones and bone density issues as you get older and things like that. So, isn't it amazing that there's something you can do? And here's a program right here. It's 100% free. Put it in right now. Maybe I'll put a link in the comments if I can. Shortcut to Size. It's just a free PDF. You read the PDF. Do you have any questions on any of the movements? You just type in Jim Stoppani. The guy's a monster. Go sign up for his app and send him a few bucks for all the work he's doing. He's got supplements and a bunch of other good stuff for you too. It's a free PDF too. You can just download it, and it has the whole workout. It has the nutrition. It has everything you need right there. So you get down lifting heavy. So now you're on that heavy shoulder. You just got to get up to 3 to 5. Okay. So maybe you can push 30 pounds. Maybe, that's where you're at. Okay. Awesome. And then you got the, so that's phase 1. Then you go into phase 2. Phase 2, what do? You start over again. Now you come back up to 12 to 15 reps. Now, what did we say before? You were at 15 pounds doing your shoulders. Let's say, okay, let's start with 15. Oh, wait. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Whoa. You notice that your strength is going to go up, and it's awesome. When you go back to that same workout just 4 weeks later, you might be able to do 20 pounds this time for 12 to 15 reps or see some gains. When you start seeing gains and you start seeing success because you're tracking it, that's a big part of what makes it fun. So many times people come in and all they do is look at the scale. And, the scale is one of the worst ways to measure your fitness ability, because for a few reasons. One is all it is your overall weight. And it doesn't tell you anything about your health, okay? All it is how much mass you are at any given moment. It doesn't tell you the composition of that mass. So I'll give you an example. If you were 100 pounds of muscle, okay, so the weights are the same. So if you took 100 pounds of muscle and 100 pounds of fat, the volume that it fills is completely different. What does that mean? That means muscle weighs more than fat on your body frame. So you might be lifting weights, and you might notice that the scale is not going down if that's one of your goals. And you're like, man, I weigh the same amount, or I only lost a pound or two. But what do you notice? Oh, my belt size went down one. Oh, I have more energy. Oh, I could open up the pickle jar easier, So weight, you're the same weight, but your body composition has changed. The inside of your body has changed, where you have more muscle, which weighs more, less fat, which weighs less. So you actually weigh about the same amount. So if you just step on the scale, it's only giving you one number, and it's not a number of your health. So that's why it's important that we track a lot of different things. So you can use BMI. Most gyms will have a BMI, body mass index, fat percentage. Those are other numbers you can track. They're not, no number is like the end all be all number. Like baseball is not just about hits. It's not just about home runs. We saw Moneyball. Walks are almost as important, as a hit, or as important as a hit, because you actually take more pitches. So, you've got to know what all the numbers are and what all the numbers mean. And it helps to track it, right? So that when was the last time you did step on a scale? I'm not saying, I'm not saying don't step on a scale. That's a number you should be tracking. Does your weight go up? Does it go down? Does it go through cycles? Especially like women have a monthly cycle, men have like a daily cycle or something like that. So, sorry, I got cut off there, but let's see. We're talking about kind of tracking your workouts and stuff. So, that's the great thing about having a plan, right? Is you're tracking your workouts. You get to see the success over time. And success is definitely one part of keeping you motivated. If you're working out or doing really anything towards a goal and you're not seeing that anything's changing, that gets frustrating and you're much more likely to give up on it. So, that's why it's nice to have a plan, especially like, the one I'm doing right now, it's 4 months, then reassess, but I don't need to decide that I'm going to work out every single day for the rest of my life and this is the workout plan forever. No, just like, get through this phase, get through 4 weeks, get through today. Tomorrow will take care of itself, right? And, I think that's, some good thinking overall is, you kind of think long term, but you act, what can I do right now to get there? You don't just think about the long term. And so some things to track, and maybe that's like a whole other thing, but, weight for sure, but, check your BMI, every month or so if you're training. Your body percent composition. You can do measurements of your muscles or waist or whatever. You can take before and after pictures. There's, take a picture every month. And even in the months where things are going wrong, like not that I do, but, that would be pretty motivating if you knew on the first of every month you were going to take a picture. And, or maybe it's not, I don't know, seems like it's a lot easier to do those things when they're going the right direction and hard to do them when they're going the wrong direction. So I get that. You gotta have self-love and realize that, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. But, the best thing you can do is consistent, do 4 days a week, for a year as opposed to 7 days a week for a month, heck, dude, 2 days a week for a year instead of 7 days for a month, you're going to overall see better outcomes, the more consistent you are. And if you're seeing results, you're going to want to go more than twice a week to work on your goals, whatever those goals are, whether it's a work goal or a life goal or a, health goal. You want to see results. If you're not seeing results, then what are you doing it for? So, it's a reason to put down the remote control or the powdered donut or whatever and, write the book or get in the gym or whatever it is. So shortcut to strength. It's the one I'm doing now. Like I said, I would say, if you've done any lifting before, it's a good one to start with. If you haven't done any lifting, go start lifting. Get a personal trainer if you could afford it. If you can't, go to some group exercise classes. There's a lot of stuff online, of course, but, there's nothing like being in person. Find a body pump class as a good class, or a strength conditioning class that you'll find at a lot of places. And, learn the technique, because those are techniques that will help you your whole life. So, just talking about the workout routine I'm on, just to kind of give you an idea. So, I started at 135 pounds, body mass index 22 when I started. And last week I measured, I was at 150 pounds. So I put on 15 pounds of weight. Now, what happened to the body mass index? Well, body mass index actually went down. What does that mean? So it went down to, I believe it's 18 or 19. I think it's closer to 19, which is big movement in body mass index. So what does that mean? That means that although I put on more weight, most of that weight was muscle, okay? And that's because of the diet, eating enough protein every day. Try to get 1.5 grams to 2 grams of protein, which is a ton of protein a day. And I'm kind of on a seafood diet right now. If I see food, I eat it, but I try to eat as clean as I can. Doesn't mean I won't eat a pizza or whatever every once in a while, but for the most part, really trying to eat mostly, high protein foods, real foods that are actually food, instead of processed stuff. And lots of salads, and then I'm hitting up so the nutrition's a huge part of it, obviously, but it's nothing super crazy. Some protein shakes, protein bars, try to never be hungry. Now, I'm trying to put on weight, so that's different than somebody else's goal is to maybe lose weight. Then you need to go into calorie deficit, or maybe it's not to lose weight, but to change the weight from, the composition of your body. And so you can do that by, either maintaining calories or being just a little bit lower, so it doesn't even feel like a diet per se. You can be satiated all day and but be working out, and you'll see, you might not lose a lot of weight, but you'll notice that the body composition is changing. So, the stomach comes in, the guns go out, so things like that. So, well, just a few thoughts for you here on a Monday morning to get us started. So definitely seeing some results, and it's kind of fun. It's getting to the point where people are like noticing. I mean, 15 pounds, when you go 135 to 150, I mean, that's, pretty noticeable. at least for me, and it, people are starting to make some comments and stuff. So, not that that's exactly why you do it, but, like I said, I wanted to put on this strength, get my strength up so that I can, be able to lift up my grandkids or whatever happens, So, all right. Well, that's what I got for you guys. Hope you have a great week, and I'll check in with you when I have a little time. Talk to you later. Bye.